After tonight's 7-inning stint to no decision, Barry Zito in the last 4 starts has 2 losses and 2 no decisions. He had a 3-1 lead going into the bottom of the 5th inning, but the Tigers, who got 10 hits off Zito tonight, bunched 5 singles, one of them a bunt hit, and scored 3 runs to take the lead. When the A's got the lead back in the 6th inning, that's when all scoring ended until the 15th. It was an interesting and rather busy game in those first 5 and 6 inning stints until the pitchers took over. In fact, the Tigers in the very first inning displayed Alex Sanchez's bunting ability. He had 3 hits tonight, all bunts, and all in pivotal situations. In fact, in a sense, the A's were lucky they didn't get out of the first inning with more damage, as Sanchez opened with a perfect bunt single, stole second base. Fernando Vina was the beneficiary of Sanchez's distracting nature on the bases because Zito walked him on 4 pitches. After striking out Pudge Rodriguez, Zito then faced Rondell White, who's having a real rebirth this year for the Tigers. So now Rondell White with a count of 1-1, 2 men in scoring position. And the pitch. A bouncing ball to deep short. Crosby backhands it. He has no play. Sanchez scores for the first run of the game. Vina stays at second. And safe at first with an infield hit is White. And his league-leading 27th run batted into the air. The A's were playing the defense back with runners at second and third and 1 out. And White immediately put it into play. And I neglected to tell you they were at second and third with 1 out because Sanchez and Vina executed a double steal, and then White capitalized with that infield hit. It could have been worse, though, when Guillen really tied into one. That one is hit high and hard to deep left center field. Kotze going back. He gets there to make the catch. Wheels and fires back into Crosby. Crosby relays to third, trying to go to third. Out is Vina. And it ends the inning on a double play note. A well-hit ball, but eaten up by that great space in deep left center. Kotze makes the catch, and it's 8-6-5 on Vina's attempt to tag up and go to third. But the Tigers get a run, and after 1, it's 1-0. Jason Johnson was the starter tonight for Detroit after winning on opening night. He had not won since and was 1-5 and had that little lead to work with, but it lasted short when Dye led off and worked a full count in the 2nd inning. Dye cracks one to deep left field. Going back is White. He'll leap and watch it fly for a home run. Jermaine Dye smokes a homer to dead left field and ties up this game here in inning number 2 in Detroit. The 8th home run of the year for Dye. Dye's 24th RBI. Later in the inning, Scott Hatterberg, who'd been career 0 for 13 against Johnson, doubled to deep right center. The first of 4 hits tonight, 3 in a row off Johnson, as it would turn out. But the A's got no more in the inning. They had to wait until Bobby Crosby led off in inning number 3.
Here's the 3-2 on the way. Bobby Crosby at the plate. It's a deep drive to left field on the line, turning around White, looking up, and it's gone. And Bobby Crosby gives the A's the lead with a laser shot to left field. A line smash, and it's 2-1 Athletics.
Well, Johnson has been burned twice on full count pitches now. Dye got him on the same count.
That was a 1-iron.
And the A's were to build on that a little bit in the 5th inning when Crosby drew a walk on a 3-2 pitch, and Kotze stepped in. 3-2. Will Crosby go here? He does not. There's a swing and a line drive in the left center field. That's going to be in the alley, and it's going to roll toward the wall. Cut off by White. Coming to third is Crosby, being waved home. Here comes the relay from Guillen. It is short and low. The throw to third. Sliding in, save is Kotze as the A's get another run and make it a 3-1 ball game. Later in the inning, with Kotze still at third and 2 out, Chavez was a strikeout victim, but it wasn't a simple play, and in fact, Pudge Rodriguez's arm saved the run for the Tigers. This is the 4th consecutive 3-2 count on a hitter. And here it comes. Chavez swings and misses. Ball gets by, coming all the way to the backstop. Chavez running for first. The throw in time. An outstanding play by Rodriguez from clear back by the backstop. Chavez trying to run it out and get a run for the A's on the strikeout. But it's a K swinging and 2-3, and that saved a run for the Tigers. The A's get one, and after 4.5, it is 3-1 Athletics. Barry Zito got on a nice roll, and after he retired Monroe to start the 5th inning, he had set down 10 of 11 batters. But then came a string of hits that turned the game around at the moment. Higginson, fooled on a pitch, dropped a little single inside the left field line. Greg Norton singled to center, putting runners at first and second, bringing up Brandon Inge. There's a swing and a line drive into left center field. Base hit. Cutting it off is Kotsay in the alley. Here's a runner coming in from second to score. Higginson is in. Over to third is Norton, and it's now a 3-2 Athletics lead. Inge waited back on an off-speed delivery that time and drove it into left center. Then came the pesky Sanchez and his penchant for the bunt. Tapped out to the mound the second time up. There's the same drag bunt past the mound. In comes the run to score. McLemore picks it up, has no play. We have a tie game. It was not a suicide squeeze. It was just Sanchez bunting for the same type of base hit he got in the first inning. Almost a half swing with the bat. Hitting it crisply enough to get it past the mound, forcing somebody else to field it. McLemore came in on the grass. All he could do was put it in his pocket. Zito retired Vina on a fly ball for the second out, but again, Pudge Rodriguez was looming, and Pudge Rodriguez is a problem. Zito is ready again. Pitch to the plate. Line drive to left field. Played on one hop by Burns. They're sending the runner. Inge coming to the plate. Burns' throw is just offline. Safe. The runner scores. And now they've got a rundown between second and third. And finally getting around McLemore and back in safe is the runner there. Now McLemore running down Rodriguez, and he is tagged out between first and second. A wild sequence there. After Inge scored on the throw to the plate, Sanchez was hung up between second and third because Pudge had already gone to second. When they missed the tag and he ducked under it, then McLemore turned to Pudge, who was trying to go back to first. 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning give the lead to the Tigers 4-3. And the base running gap in the end in a tight game like this proved costly. The A's, though, were able to strike back as Johnson was reaching toward the 100-pitch mark in the 6th inning. Dye opened with a base hit to deep short. DeRozzo extended his hitting streak to 11 consecutive games, putting runners at first and second. And Scott Hatterberg, still swinging a hot bat after having finally solved Jason Johnson, was the next hitter. 1-1 delivery. Ground ball right past the mound and into center field. Dye will round third and come to the plate without a throw, and we're all even at 4 apiece. Right past the feet of Jason Johnson. Hatterberg is 3 for 3 tonight. Stopping at second is DeRozzo. There's still nobody out. And there was a chance for a lot more as the bullpen call went to Esteban Yan. And you never know quite what you'll get from a somewhat erratic, hard-throwing right-hander like Yan. He came in, he struck out Damian Miller. Then McLemore hit a deep drive to right field off the glove of Monroe, but the runners had to hold and could only advance 1 base each. The bases were loaded for Bobby Crosby, who took it to 3-2, but Yan threw him a pitch that he grounded to second. It turned into a 4-6-3 double play. The end of the inning, and from that time on, we saw nothing but zeros until the 15th. Yan, Steve Collier, Uget Urbina, Jamie Walker, and Levine all kept the A's from scoring. Likewise, for the A's, Chad Bradford pitched a shutout inning. Rincon a shutout inning, and then Dukeshire came on, and when Dukeshire arrived on the scene for the 10th, the offense ended for the Detroit Tigers tonight. 1 hit, shutout baseball. Finally, in the 2nd inning of work by Danny Patterson, the A's got a 1-out walk to Chavez in the 15th. He was singled over to third by Dye on a hit and run. DeRozzo, though, was a strikeout victim. They elected to walk Hatterberg intentionally, filling the bases, and Miller, who had come in swinging a hot bat over a long stretch of games, but looked at an 0-for-6 up to this point tonight, had his chance to deliver.
Miller waves the wood a couple of times. Where's number 26? Slightly open, deep in the box. And Patterson, 0-1 delivery. Swung on, line drive, right center, base hit. 1 run is in. Dye is around third. He will score. Here's the throw, and Jermaine actually is out at the plate on the throw to Pudge Rodriguez. On the throw from right field, the A's get 1 run out of that. And I'm not sure what happened to Dye. Pudge Rodriguez took the throw. Dye was trying to go around to the foul territory side. And the A's get 1 on the base hit to right field by Damian Miller, and that scored Chavez from third as the throw came in from the right fielder Brandon Inge. And Brandon Inge actually looked towards third base, was going to throw there to try to get Hatterberg going from first to third, and then realized that something, I'm not sure if Jermaine slipped or tripped or what happened, and then Inge, instead of throwing to third, decided, I'll take a shot through to the plate, and he threw Dye out at the plate for the final out of this top of the 15th inning as the A's settle for 1. And we're going to the bottom of the 15th. It is the Athletics 5 and the Tigers 4.
Well, Jim Messier would have to make do with that 1 run, and he did. Pena grounded out. Pudge Rodriguez had to leave during his at-bat because of something wrong with his left foot that occurred on that play with Dye at the plate. Eric Munson took his place and grounded out. And it was all up to Rondell White, who was one of the league leaders in RBIs coming into the game tonight.
Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Ring him up. Strike 3 called. Fastball outside corner, and the A's have won it. The A's win this thing in 15 as Jim Messier strikes out Rondell White, looking as the Athletics win a marathon for the Tigers and take it by the final score of 5-4. As Damian Miller with a game-winning RBI, Justin Duxer the win, and Jim Messier gets the save. So the Athletics climb back to the 500 mark. At 16-16, they've won 4 of their last 5, and they take the first game of this 3-game series in the Motor City.